Warning, this video contains spoilers for Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2. If you haven't played either game, why not? They're great, go play them. The post-game of Psychonauts 2 leaves us with a cliffhanger, setting the series up for a third installment. Fingers crossed. After causing all kinds of chaos in Psychonauts 1, Dr. Caligosto Loboto spends the second game being interrogated at Psychonauts headquarters by Agent Sasha 9. After the events of Psychonauts 2, Dr. Loboto gets free with the intention of returning to Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp.
I need to get back to camp. I left my kid there. Wait, what?
Loboto has a kid? When I heard this, I needed to know which camper at Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp is related to Dr. Loboto. Let's start with a little introduction to Dr. Caligosto Loboto. Dr. Loboto is an unlicensed dentist and amateur brain surgeon who was described by his parents as a devil child and a little monster. He was committed to the Thorny Towers Asylum after a lobotomy to cure him of his psychic powers. When the asylum was abandoned, Dr. Loboto took over and set himself up as a freelance mad scientist. He loves bad puns and even badder science. He's a gangly, 9-foot-tall, blue-skinned man. He wears a flower-patterned shower cap to cover his exposed brain, has 2 mechanical eye implants, one red and one green, and has a claw filled with super sneezing powder on his right arm. Oh, and he also has
The insanity of a manatee!
Now let's look at the camp denizens. There are 4 adults who run the summer camp. Agents Morso Oleander, Mia Vodello, Sasha 9, and the former head of the Psychonauts, Ford Cruller. Including newcomer and protagonist Rasputin Aquato, there are 21 children in residence at Whispering Rock. Raz, Lily, Benny, Bobby, Chloe, Clem, Chops, Crystal, Dogan, Elka, Elton, Frankie, James, Kitty, Maloof, Mikhail, Milka, Nils, Phoebe, Quentin, and Vernon. Don't worry, I'm gonna narrow it down fast. We've met the families of Lily, Dogan, and Raz, the Zanatos, Bulls, and Aquatos respectively, effectively removing them from the list. The families we see in Psychonauts usually tend to look similar, such as the Bull family's greenish skin and short, stocky statures. Family members typically have similar abilities as well, both physical and psi-related. The Aquato family are acrobats. The Zanatos are great with plants. And the Bull family can speak to animals.
Most of us can talk to them, but few of us really know how to listen to the animals. You know? For instance, I can hear you rolling your eyes, Mrs. Thatcher.
If we're going by physical attributes, Dr. Loboto has blue skin. He's tall and thin, and he has long limbs. While there aren't any blue-skinned campers, there are 4 green-skinned campers: Bobby, Dogan, Phoebe, and Quentin. The only camper who has both long arms and green skin is Bobby Zilch, our bully with the viral dance moves. It makes sense, right? Bobby Zilch looks a lot like Dr. Loboto, including his red-green eyes matching Loboto's red-green lenses. Bobby's teeth are terrible, and Loboto is not, as he claims,
The greatest dentist of our century!
Bobby is a pun-loving bully with a tiny underling who fears him. Dr. Loboto is a pun-loving mad scientist with a tiny underling who fears him. But humor me for a second here. What if Loboto's kid isn't a camper? What if, instead, it's a member of staff? What if Dr. Caligosto Loboto is the father of our cold, logical, world-famous super agent, Sasha 9?
What?
Dr. Loboto is old, around 80 years old. It's not impossible to hear of a man in his 70s fathering a kid, but it sure isn't common. It'd be much more believable for Dr. Loboto to have fathered a child in his late 40s, and Sasha 9 is around 30 years old. They're physically similar, both have blue or green skin, and are tall with long limbs. Sasha doesn't quite come up to Loboto's ridiculous 9 feet tall, but he's still a pretty remarkable 7'2". They both have small, rounded ears, and from what we can see from under Loboto's shower cap, his hair is a very dark purple, nearly as dark as Sasha's black hair. Bobby Zilch, on the other hand, has got that cotton candy pile of bright orange fluff on his head. Yeah, Bobby has the heterochromatic eyes, the same color as Loboto's lenses, but that's the thing. Those are lenses. The red-green lenses could be a red-green herring. Even Loboto as a child wears red and green lenses, so we don't know his true eye color. But, I hear you say, wouldn't Loboto recognize his son as the man who has been interrogating him? Also, he said he left his kid at Whispering Rock. Sasha is fully an adult. As we established earlier, Loboto has
The insanity of a manatee!
His brain is scrambled because of the lobotomy that turned him into him. Maybe he remembers he has a son and equates son with child. Possibly he learned his kid was at Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp and is trying to find him. But, you angrily type in the comments, we know who Sasha's father is. He was a shoemaker in Germany. We see him in Sasha's memory vault. We sure do, angry commenter. But are we certain that humble shoemaker was Sasha's biological father? The memory vault is in grayscale. Without color, we can't confirm if the shoemaker has the same hair and skin color as Sasha. They do both have the same small rounded ears, but unlike Sasha, the shoemaker is a beefy necklace lad. The shoemaker's skill set seems to be shoes. The shoemaker does shoe things. He also doesn't appear to be psychic, whereas Sasha displayed psychic skills early on and ran away to become a psychonaut. Being psychic tends to run in families we see in the game, so either the shoemaker is hiding a latent ability or isn't actually psychic at all. According to the memory vault, after Sasha's mother died, the shoemaker became cold and distant toward young Sasha. The vault makes you think it was because of grief that he ignored his son, but what if Sasha's mother got pregnant by another man? What if her husband stayed with her and chose to raise the child as his own? What if, after she died, Shoemaker sank into his own despair, shunning the poor child of his deceased beloved wife, never telling Sasha that he wasn't the shoemaker's own flesh and blood?
Oh, so tacky. I can't look directly at it.
Nah, you're right. It's totally frickin' Bobby Zilch.